Hello all. Happy New Year. If I haven't been online before, I don't think I have. So I hope you had a great Christmas, great New Year, and all the rest of it. Um, yeah, I'm slowly getting myself in gear for trading this year. I've really tried to have a bit of time off over Christmas and New Year, which was fantastic. And I'm also kind of changing the way I trade a little bit. Not that should affect you guys too much, but anyway, I just wanted to do a quick review on 2016, the short-term trading part. So this isn't the investing, okay? Because I treat that separate. So all the kind of longer-term stuff is a bit separate. So when I've got like silver and stocks, shares, that kind of stuff, I treat that separately. But as you all know, one of the things I'm really trying to get involved with is short-term trading, so equity, commodities, FX, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to do a bit of a review of that for this year. Um, and basically, it's not great reading when you break it all down, to be honest. So, on the financial level, I adjusted everything for the year, and I think I was about 10% down for the year. Um, and this is an adjusted value because I started trading a two grand account, then a 5 grand account, then a 10 grand account. Um, so yeah, it's not great. Depends how you look at it. So the 2015, I was 25% down. 2016, I'm 10% down. So I mean, if you look at that, I'm moving in a more positive direction. I was actually surprised I am this much down when I evaluated it. Um, and I think it's down to a few things. So here's a chart of the whole year, which doesn't look great. If you start, what I did was I broke it down by quarter. So I've got so the order's not great here, but I've got quarter one here. So we've got, quarter one started off quite well. Then we had a big kind of fall here. Quarter two was looking quite good, and then I had another big fall there. Um, Quarter three is probably okay, quite frankly. That looked like it was going in the right kind of direction. And then Q4 it's just been falling off. Excuse me, we're jumping around on my stool here. Has just been falling off. So I want to talk about each quarter a little bit separately because, um, yeah, there's some interesting points here. So what I usually do, to be honest, is focus as much as I can focus on the losers because I think that's where you get the most value, to be honest, and obviously to see where there are the runners, but the losers give you a lot more quality information. So first of all, in Q1, so I was trading a 2 grand account in quarter one. So this is January, February, March, and I've made a note here on the actual post, worst trade ever. So I lost 5.3% on that one trade alone. So if you look at this here, that's what this is here. So if I had not placed that trade, okay, and it was a UK 100 trade, and I got myself in all sorts of bother, I got clipped in on scales which are on the way down. I obviously over leveraged. I didn't move my stops up enough. I over leveraged, and I think I got caught in with just basically what I call hacking at a trade. So yeah, hacking away at it, just kind of, oh, I'm sure it's going in my direction. All the kind of crap that I shouldn't be doing, quite frankly. So if I hadn't have placed that trade, I would have finished Q1 up, I think it was about 4.4%. So that would have been great, okay? But I didn't, obviously. And, I've definitely evolved as a trader, yeah. I mean, when I read this, 5%, it's like I don't lose 5% on trades now. That's just not, I don't get myself in that situation. So I'm seeing that as a positive in the way I've developed. Um, the max I can see myself, more recently, I mean, yeah, never say never, right? But the max I could lose is probably 1.2% or something. And that will be because I've calculated 1% with the stop losses, and then somehow the rollover is added on a little bit more, even though obviously I try and account for that as well. But I mean, that would be the absolute maximum. So, this scenario here where this falls off shouldn't happen again, okay? From myself, I've grown like that. So that's kind of the one Q1 loss there. We had a couple of good trades there. Now Q2, interestingly, again we're looking at negatives here. Q2 was kind of selling off. Then we had we'll look at the winner here, But then we had this big fall here. Now this big fall at the end here was down to Brexit. Now I didn't think I'd got caught in the Brexit noise, if you like. But when I went back and reviewed everything, I've been through. I haven't actually gone through all my trades because there's too many of them, quite frankly, for the time. And I think so I've made some kind of generalizations. But I didn't realise I'd got caught up in Brexit. And when I look back at Brexit specifically, I had about I can't remember, about 50, so about 2.5% down to Brexit. And again, that's just, and I was pretty confident at that phase, but I kind of got dragged into, oh, it's going down, and a couple of kind of day tradey things, not massively, but a couple of things. So again, looking at it, with a positive hat on, if I could have just not got dragged into Brexit, so effectively a news event, and I'd not over leveraged on there, my numbers would have been a lot better. Okay, I would have basically been down. I think I calculated it to be about 3% down for the year, and that, given the year that we've had, I wouldn't consider that to be bad, because basically I'm looking for runners, as you know, although I haven't been doing that for the whole of the year. That's where I am now, but the things just haven't been running. Okay, so anyway, look at that quarter. Now I did have. Look at this positive of this quarter here. I had a silver trade whereby I got 5% silver trade in it, and that's because it did run, and that traded well. And I can also remember being around that phase. There were another couple of ways that I traded silver, where I was actually right to use, and I do mean right in that scenario. The trade would have played out well, but I got stopped out because my stops were a little bit too tight. And that was back when I was trading a $2,000 account. So I don't think that would happen again. So, again, these are all learning points. You can't get away from the actual, the profit and loss. They're the numbers, yeah? In fact, I'm going to do a musing on that. You can't get away from the actual numbers, but I can look at it in a positive light and, what I can learn. And one of the things I've took away from that is that I need to be a bit more flexible in some scenarios with my stops, depending on how I'm trading, of course. So that was that. So Q2, massive gains, really big runners, and that's what I was looking for. A big runner in here that was silver, and that would have set me up nicely. This fall off got caught in news. This was me being an idiot, over leveraging, and then that brings you into Q3 and Q4. Now, Q3 was kind of doing the right thing. It looked like a pretty picture going in the right direction. So I don't really have any qualms with that. This was just I tried to find out what that was, just a number of trades going the wrong way. And then Q4 is interesting because my aim was to go to break even on Q4. I just didn't hit anything positive on Q4. Nothing went in my favor. So I think we need to, so the way I'm going to get into entries has changed a little bit. The trading group I'm a member of, we've made a couple of adjustments into that to compensate for that. But yeah, it's basically, I'm not actually, despite the fact this looks horrendous, I'm not actually that annoyed by it. All my risk was well controlled. I was using scaling appropriately, so I was only losing like 0.25, 0.3, 0.25, 0.3, 0.5. There's not massive losses, and sometimes that's just the way it goes, and I can handle that. So ironically, despite the fact Q4 looks horrendous as a chart, I'm actually okay with it. Q3, more than happy with it, and it was the early bits of the year that where I made my most mistakes, which is good because that shows I'm learning from them, right? So yeah, where does that leave me? Well, where does that leave me? It leaves me in making sure I don't get caught within the news. Now, I did have another scan through of my trades. Some of them I did notice a couple of kind of day tradery things in there where I felt that it might, be a good place to do it. I also had like round number shorts with no real resistance behind it. Probably not a good idea. And I had, so with bearing that in mind, just going back, and I know this, and it's just reinforcing that habit, clear signals, I trade clear signals, technical, nothing else, clear signals. I either want to see strong resistance which is where it's really likely to turn around, or a really clear indicator of some sorts. Again, not overly complicated, just stick to that. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on that. I've what was the other point I was going to say with that? Yeah, I also saw that there were a couple of situations, like there was a US oil trade towards the end of this year where I'd got in and I placed the trade, I'd shorted it, and I got stopped out, and then I went back in because of different criteria. Now, whether that's valid or not, I don't know, but something I want to do is that if I get out of a particular asset, I want to stay out and not look at it again. Again, I don't think I'm too bad at that kind of stuff, right? I mean, again, looking at it objectively, I don't think I'm too bad. So yeah, but I always look at everything as learning, right? I try and learn on everything and all elements of life. This is what I try and do, is learn. So yeah, just looking at Q4 again, I've just seen that again. 18 in a row losers, I forgot there. 18 in a row. So that's not great. But I can't help that, right? That's just the market doing its thing. So I'm saying it's not great. It doesn't feel great. It's shit. But I can't help what the market does, okay? And I had a flick through. My trading looked okay. The entries were okay. And it's just things aren't trading. I'm getting chopped out all over the place. Trending, sorry, not trading. And yeah, that's something which I have decided for going into 2017 is I'm after runners. I might play the odd. I've got it on my trading plan, which I posted, but I've got it up there on the wall there. Majority of what I want to do now are looking for runners, okay? I really personally want to reduce the time I spend in front of charts. So that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to get into checking my charts once a day, properly once a day, probably in the evening. I'm going to reduce the amount of time I spend fanning about looking at trades, when I'm on the go. I don't actually get caught into trades like that when I'm walking around on my day, but I do check it far too often. There's no need for it, right? There's no need. It's only, all I really need is look for setups, get entry in, I'm in, okay, I can journal it, and then I just need to trail my stops, and then I'm out. It's not, doesn't need active monitoring. And I really want to focus on, I certainly when I started off, I still do love trading, but I really wanted to be in the trading zone, yeah. And I would take shorter term trades and stuff. But now I'm looking at it as in, I've lost 10% this year. I don't think that's down particularly to me, but I'm still investing time in this year. I mean, some of it's to me. But what I want to do is minimize the amount of time I'm investing in trading. I still want to share all this information with you guys and stuff. Won't be on to 12 minutes, but I want to minimize the amount of time I am actually spending on trading, because there's other things I want to do. Like, as you know, I'm into the entrepreneur side of stuff. I really want to get more time on that and less time on trading. And I also really want to push my career this year as well, like my day job. So yeah, I just want to turn off. I've got FXCM removed. I removed it from my phone now. I mean, there probably could be a scenario whereby I put that back on. But in general, maybe I'm going away or something. In general, I've taken that off. I've got it at work, but I just look at it a couple of times. But anyway, so that's that. Scaling accounts. This year I got 2016. I've gone from 2k to 5k to 10k as I've progressed. I've sort of matured. I did consider upping my account size again, but again, being on the side of caution, despite the fact that I think I feel much more confident in what I'm doing. Looked at the numbers and I just basically broke it down to facts. Facts are 4 quarters and they've all been down. No need to up it. I'm very happy trading a 10k account. I've got more gears now. It gives me more scaling, more things I can do, scaling and hedging and all the rest of it. And it gives me more markets in effect. So I'm very happy with that. I'm just going to stick with that 10k for now. I will reset it because it's down a bit at the moment. So I'll reset back to, excuse me, woo! I'll reset back to 10 grand so that I work from there. I've still got 2 trades open from 2016, so these numbers may be a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, but we're in the ballpark. If anything spectacular happens, I will be back to update you. But if not, then I'll probably just update the numbers and say I've updated them. So yeah, been quite an exciting year really. What else can we talk about? News has nailed me a couple of times. I don't know what I'm going to do with news. I might well take on be a bit more like one of my friends, Virgil, who you may have seen on the groups commenting, just not get into any trades when there's going to be big news, because we are in a news world at the moment. It is really controlling the markets. So maybe err more on the side of caution for that. I like the idea of less risk anyway in general. I'm a big fan of less risk. Um, excuse me. What else I've got down here? Cut down on the platform. Looking for trends, as I mentioned. I don't know if I'm going to trade support and resistance unless it's blindingly obvious. Something else I'm going to try and do is make sure I make my own decisions. So I do that anyway, but there have been times where I've been talking to someone else that have got me into it, and I maybe thought, yeah, I'll give this a go because they're doing it. Then I think that maybe it's going to work for me. Um, I've just got to be. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sorry. I've just got to be. You just got to be careful that it is for your reasons, and just because somebody else is doing it, even though you've got your reasons, don't use the fact that they're doing it as another reason to do the trade. It's all solely down to you, right? I'm the guy that's got the sword, and I'm the guy that's fighting my own battle. They're doing theirs. So just want to be aware of that. Personally, again, it doesn't affect me massively, but I want to be aware of that. What else have I written down here? Scaling entries. Yep. So I'm scaling well. I'm going to keep doing that. I've learned a lot. Yep. And I scaled my account. Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of mentioned all of that. I've got some trade stats here, so you can see that. What have I got here? About 100. Oh, I'm guessing here. I meant to do a total, but like 170 odd trades. You can see here that the percentage of winners is actually quite low. We don't really get over 50%. But again, in theory, if I can hit some runners, that should be fine. So yeah. This is just where I'm at now. So I mean, financially, not the best in the world, but I still think I'm moving in the right direction. I think that the markets have been crap for what I'm trying to do, but I know that will change. And yeah, it's been a cool journey. So I don't know how detailed you guys monitor your stuff. I'd love to hear how your year's been going. Yeah, I hope you appreciate that what I put out here is completely, it's not actually that easy coming online and going, yeah, so I've just spent the last year investing all this time and I've lost 10%. Obviously, I look at it in a positive light, but I hope you guys understand that that's not the easiest thing in the world. But I want to give a really raw and just honest view of what I'm doing. I still believe that this will work, and I can make it work. And yeah, I'm really positive about where it goes in 2017, to be honest. So yeah, that's that. Love to hear from you. What are your top learning points for yourself in 2017? I just realised why I'm tired. It's because I've been out late as usual. So yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. Love to hear from you guys. I'll try and shut up now because I'm waffling, aren't I? But yeah, 2017 is going to be a good one. I've got my trading statement up there. In fact, why don't we do that? Let's do the trading statement now. Let's have a look at that because I think it is right here. Let's just have a quick look at that. Open that in a new tab. Yeah, so I've got my 2017 trading statement here. You guys should do one of these. I did one for 2016, and when I came back to review it now for writing my new one, it was actually really helpful. So I like the statement, putting the statement here. I'm a professional I am a professional retail trader. Okay, I couldn't get my wording right on this, excluding the and. But I really like the idea that I am a retail trader. I am a guy that's sat with a day job, but nothing to do with financial institutions. However, I'm doing it with a professional mindset. It's really important to me. Okay, so with that, I've also got accept winners and losers as part of all trading strategies. So again, there's 50%. That's fine. I can handle that. My ideal, and I didn't want to put this in, but again, I was talking to Virgil about this. My ideal is to generate 1% per calendar month on average, although I completely understand the markets are out of my control, and so I do not focus on money during trading. Profit and loss is an afterthought. So, yeah, this is weird. I was going to do musing on this. It sounds like I'm going to talk about it now, but trading is 100% all about the money, right? It is, ultimately, because there's no point in doing it if it's not about money, because it's to make money. There's no other thing. It doesn't make, well, it might make you a better person. That's a bit deep. But, we're doing this to make money. That being said, when you're actually trading, I personally believe that money is out of it. I've mentioned this before. You don't focus on the money. You just focus on trading well, and that's it. And just handle turning, trade well, trade well, trade well. Maybe tweak here and there. So I personally find it really hard when I sit down and say, "Oh yeah, I want to generate 1% a month." I find that really hard because it for me it puts the focus on making money as opposed to the focus on trading well. That being said, because of the fact that it is all about money, I wanted to get something down there that gave some indication of what I'd be happy with. So that's how I've got round that, saying my ideal is to generate 1% on month on average. So if I get that, I'll be really happy. But I can't control the markets, right? I'm just going to go and try and dance with them as they go and go along with them. That's all I'm doing. What else have I got? So I've written down what my strategies are. So that's cool. The fact to only trade clear signals. Yeah, big reminder there. I've got something on scaling. So I'm going to scale into trades. So small risk first, put risk on. I'm never going to put on any more than 1% trade on any trade ever. And I've been really good at that. And I'm really happy with myself on that. No more than 3% at any time across the board. And I'm going to avoid trading multiple correlated assets in the same direction. So I guess if they're against each other, I may do that. But that's actually quite an important one because I still find myself, I might end up with 2 or 3 Aussie trades on at some point, and it's not until they've all fired and I go, "Ugh, I don't really like that." So I need to avoid that. As I said earlier, minimizing the amount I spend on trading. So I'm checking for entries once a day. I'm avoiding checking too frequently on the phone. I'm going to record every entry on my online journal. That's what you guys see. I've also got some other journaling software called Trade Replay, which is fantastic. I'm going to journal that as well. I'll probably do a little video on that. It's actually some guys from my trading group have written it, but it's awesome software that logs every trade you do with a couple of clicks. I'll do a separate video on it so you guys can see that. I'm going to print every trade once it closes out as well, and I'm going to keep that in a folder, just because it isn't that easy flicking through the trades on my journal in here. And I liked, I do take time writing a bit of stuff on it, and I'd like to just be able to have it in view, so I can flick through it later on because it will make my reviews better, I think. Yep, I'll continue doing. I've also got another spreadsheet which I use for my trading log as well. So I've effectively got 3 trading logs. But one, I use a spreadsheet for my own personal profit and loss because I just like to have that in there. I can see stuff, I can just work out what's going on better. I'm going to try this new journaling software, run that in parallel, and I've got my online journal that you guys see. It's all the same trades. There's nothing different in it. It's just recording slightly different elements of what's going on. I will do weekly close figures once a week, and that cycle through Sunday to Friday evening. I will probably write those up, however, on Monday now, okay? And one of the other things I've noticed here is that I'm going to do detailed market analysis on a Monday evening. I used to do this weekly insight on Sunday. I'm going to move it to Monday now, so that it just gives two things. One is I want to start doing less on trading on the weekend, open that up. So I can do other stuff like my business stuff, etc. And secondly is there's not actually that much going on the weekend. So of course there's not much going on the weekend. But what I mean is it takes a while for the markets to kind of get into a groove. Now, I could have done the review on Tuesday, but I think Monday makes more sense because I will still look out for some setups on the Sunday evening. And if I see anything I really like, I'll put it on. But in general, I'm not really putting trades on a Sunday anymore. So it makes more sense to do that on Monday. I will note down news, and I will not trade the news. I remove all jumpy things, and the final one there. I will support all other traders as long as I possibly. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I would basically. I'm saying I'm going to support all other traders as much as I can, but as long as it doesn't interfere with my trading or my strategy or my plan for going into battle on my own, is written. So basically, I'm up for helping everybody. I'm up for helping all you guys. But as we always say, right, fit your own gas mask first. Put your own mask first. I don't know, I think I read that on a plane somewhere. Um, yeah, you've got to look out for what you're doing. And so I want to be really supportive, really share, really contribute, but I've got to make sure it doesn't influence my stuff. I'm not saying it does, but as I said, you know, when you start talking about trades with other people, sometimes it can affect. So look after yourself, but push forward. Now I'm on to 25 minutes here. I've got to get this closed up. But yeah, it's been an interesting 2016. I'm really positive about 2017. And I reckon, yeah, let's go and do it. Let's do our thing, and it should be good. Anyway, love to hear from you all. Sorry I bundled two videos into one there, but I thought it was mentioning the 2017 trading statement. So yeah, let's just keep trading. Let's keep crushing it. Love to hear from you. Leave some comments. Be awesome. Big love. Let me know what your plans are for 2017. Live the dream. See you later. Bye.